Saudi Arabian government saying that no Kenyan is being mistreated, and at the heart of this are private employment agencies who are constantly accused of misrepresenting the girls who are leaving. And with me in studio is Hussein Adnan, who is the Secretary General of the Kenya Association of Private Employment Agencies. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So the Saudi Arabian government is saying, look, everything that we've been saying is basically hogwash. Do you believe them?
You know, every place has to have problems. Here in Kenya at the moment, we have a lot of problems. We are not saying that there are no problems, but we are trying to control them. We have an issue whereby we have brokers and we have agencies, those are accredited by our association, whereby you have all the accreditation. If anything happens, then we should have all the documentation. We have the labor office that we are sending all the returns every month. So you should be known those girls are going on the other side. The other thing is...
Adnan, allow me to come in there, because you're saying that the association basically vets these agencies who then recruit the girls to send them to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. But we've had stories from these women who say that they've gone through legitimate agencies, and then when they get into trouble on the other side, they're unable to reach out back home.
I think somebody, if he takes responsibility, has to bear all the expenses, whereby we have girls who have been traveling without any documentation at the airport. Then what do you expect that girl will end up to? Whereby we have a lot of girls who have benefited also. We are not saying all are being abused.
So then how do we make sure that the people who are leaving this country to go to, and we're not just saying Saudi Arabia, Middle Eastern countries, are well taken care of, are protected under labor laws, and are not being duped by Kenyan agencies?
I think one of the issue has to have all the documentation as per the government process.
What documentation are you talking about?
We have the labor accreditation, we have the incorporation, all the documentation licensed, including our accreditation again.
Okay, so take me through the process. Edith Kimani walks into your office and says, I'm really looking for a job in Dubai, Omar, wherever. What's the process?
Okay, first of all, I have to give you a form so that you fill all your personal details. Then it goes upon what jobs do I have. It's not only maids. We have a lot of jobs which are professional jobs we are supplying out there. Mm-hmm. Then after that, if let's say we take on the same burning issue on the maids. Maids, we have two contracts, whereby you have Kenyan and you have the Saudi agent. Mm-hmm. We have unified contract in between two countries, whereby if you take that girl, she had to go to that particular agent in Saudi Arabia, and the agent will send to the destination.
And how do you find the employers? Because I think a lot of the stories we're hearing is that they're okay until they get to the employer's house, who then mistreats them.
Yeah, here comes whereby we have brokers. Brokers are taking girls here without any documentation.
Brokers in Kenya?
In both countries. Okay. Whereby you have a broker, doesn't have any document, ends up in the hotel, a Middle East man comes at the hotel without any documentation, whereby he starts with a waiter saying, can you look for me girls? Then the waiter goes out at Mashinani, mm-hmm. bring the girls to that agent, whereby that broker brings that girl all over without any documentation. That girls may end up somewhere else.
Okay, and so how do we avoid this? And also, how do you as an agent make sure that the girls you've sent out there are doing the jobs that they were asked to do, and not the stories that we're constantly hearing on TV?
First of all, I have to give a credit with the Ministry of Labor. They are trying very hard to do that. They are having accredited of almost 900 agencies, whereby we as KPEA, we are having almost 200 at the moment. We have discussed, and we are going further in streamlining. First of all, we have to clean our houses. We have to make sure that we have all the documentation required, and on the other side also has to have all the numbers that required. Whenever it happens anything, that girl has to be detected. Where is she working to?
Okay, and for the families who are very skeptical at the moment, I mean, we have a story right here. We're talking of Faith Wairimo, who we hear is being mistreated somewhere in Saudi Arabia. How is she expected to reach out to people, the agencies back home?
First, we have to know which particular agent was sent mm-hmm. with. Then, second thing is which particular sponsor is that girl resided. So those are the things, that information which has to be given from down here in Kenya. whereby you can detect where the girl is. People end up nowhere if a girl runs away. And also, we don't blame ourselves. We have girls that have been running away without any documentation, and they fake their names when they go to the embassy.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for making time to be with us, Hussein Adnan. He is the Secretary General for the Kenya Association of Private Employment Agencies, talking on the very sticky issue of employment in the Middle East, specifically for young girls going to work as house helps.